Hi, I'm Zach. This is my channel, Coding Zach. In this channel, I'm going to summarize great IT books in videos so that you can finish all these books by watching videos. I hope this could save you a lot of time from reading. The first book we are going to read is Eloquent JavaScript. This is one of the most famous JavaScript codebook. It's a great place to start your JavaScript journey. Today we will go through the first chapter. It's all about the basic concept of programming, including values, types, and operators. Before we go into the book, I want you to know how can you write your JavaScript code. All you need is a Google Chrome browser. Start your Google Chrome browser and press Command, Option, and J in Mac. If you are using Windows, that will be Control, Shift, and J. It will turn on the JavaScript console of the Google Chrome browser, and then you can type your JavaScript code right there. That's all you need for writing JavaScript code. The first concept you need to know about JavaScript programming is the concept of data and value. Everything in computer is data, and we call a piece of data value. In JavaScript, there are 6 types of values. They are numbers, strings, Boolean, object, function, and undefined values. We will go through all of them. In the first chapter of Eloquent JavaScript, we'll talk about numbers, strings, Boolean, and undefined values. First of the 6 types is the numbers type. Numbers are what you've already know, just numbers. There are 3 ways to present numbers in JavaScript. The first way is without decimal points, like 1, 2, 3. The second way is with decimal point, like 3.8. The other way is the mathematical way of presenting large number with an E at the end. I believe you have learned this in your high school, right? The most important thing you need to know about number is the numbers with decimal points are not precise values, so you cannot use them for like precise purpose. We will see more example later about this point. With numbers, we have arithmetic. It's totally the same as what you learned in high school. Let's take a look at some examples. In the first example, the star means multiply. So we will do 5 multiply 4 first and then plus 3. In the second example, the parentheses change the order of the operation. So we will do the 3 plus 5 first. In the third example, this is the divide operation. And the last one is remainder. So we 6, 7, and 3 the remainder is 1 because 6 divide 3 equals 0. So 7 divide 3, there will be 1 remain. That's the remainder. Okay, there are 3 special numbers in JavaScript. The first one is infinity. The second one is negative infinity. And the last one is NaN, which means not a number. Like when you do 0 divide 0, you will get a NaN. The second type we are going to talk about is strings. Strings in JavaScript are presented with quotes. You can use single or double quotes for string. Like in this example, I put my name Zach in a double quotes, so that will be a string. There is something called escaping operator in string, which is to present some special characters. For example, \n means new line, /tab means /t means tab. So try to think about what will you get in example 3. Another thing you need to know is the concatenate operator, which is the plus. When you use plus with strings, it will combine all the strings together. So in the last example, we will get a new string of combination. Next, we will talk about the unary and binary operator. Unary operator means it needs only one operand to operate. For example, type of is a unary operator. You can use it as type of 1, 2, 3. You will get number because 1, 2, 3, the type of number 1, 2, 3 is number. And we see a console.log here. It's a function to output whatever in the parentheses. I mean the results inside the parentheses. Yeah. So the second example, we use type of for strings, so we got string. Okay, the minus operator is both a unary and binary operator because you can use it to as a minus operator and a negative operator. So think about the last example. What will you get? What will you get from it? Boolean is a special type. It has only 2 values, which are true or false. It's used for comparison. For example, when you console log 5 greater than 4, you will get true, which is a Boolean value. Yeah. You can also compare strings. It's based on the Unicode standard. It's a standard used to number all the strings, all the letters. Every letter has a number. The string comparison is based on this number. So usually, lowercase letter is greater than uppercase and greater than number, a string, and greater than special characters like $sign, etc. So you can try to compare some letters by yourself using the console log function in your JavaScript console. Okay, here are some other comparison operators. The first one is greater than or equal to, and then we have less than or equal to, and not equal to, and equal to. Remember, you have two equal operator, two equal sign as the equal to operator in comparison. There is one special value that doesn't equal to itself, which is not a number. So when you console log not a number equals to not a number, you will get false because it's nothing. So it doesn't equal to anything. Just remember this. Okay, you can also do logical comparison. There are logical operators in JavaScript. Oh, I shouldn't say comparison. Anyway, there are three logical operators. They are and, or, and not. So when using and, it returns true when both are true. When using or, it returns true when one of them is true. When using not, it gives you the opposite value. So you should try the examples in this slide. What will you get when you console log true and false? What will you get when console log true and true? Try all this out. Okay, what if you put all these operators in the same line? Which one will be performed first and which will be performed later? There are, just like the arithmetic operations, there are priority of these operators. Here is some general priority. So or is less than and less than comparison operation, which means if you have or and in the same line, and will be operate first. There is another special operator called ternary operator or conditional operator. It's a question mark and a colon. So when the expression in front of the question mark returns true, it will give you the first operand of the colon mark. If the expression in front of the question mark returns false, it will give you the second operand of the colon. So in this example, in the first example, the expression before the question mark returns is true, so we will get 1 as the result. And in the second example, since it's false, so we get the second operand, which is 2. The undefined value is written as undefined. It means you are using something, or this is something doesn't exist. There is another value which is very similar to undefined value, which is null. It means empty. So the first one is doesn't exist. The other one is empty. They are, very similar. JavaScript is clever enough to perform automatic type conversion, which means when you minus 1 with a string of 5, you will get 4 because JavaScript automatically converts the string of 5 to the number of 5. Here are some examples of how the automatic type conversion work. You should try all of them in your JavaScript console. The point is 0, not a number, and the empty string equals to false, and everything else equals to true. Make sure you remember this one. Another thing you need to know is precise comparison. Remember, when you do equals to, you use two equal signs. If you want to avoid auto conversion, you can use 3 equal signs. It means precise comparison. It will not try to convert types from types. So when you do empty string 3 equals signs with false, you will get false because JavaScript will not convert the empty string to false this time. So it is recommended to use precise comparison. The last thing we want to talk about is the short-circuiting of logical operators. It means if JavaScript can figure out the answer from the first part of the expression, it will ignore the left. Let's take a look at the first example. So the first part of the OR operator is null, which means false. So no matter what is in the second part, JavaScript will just returns it. It will not be executed or considered. Let's take a look at the second example. So the first part is cow, which is not an empty string. It means true, so it will be returned. And the second part will be totally ignored. The same apply to the AND operator and the conditional operator. That's it, the first chapter of Eloquent JavaScript. It focused on 4 basic value types, which are numbers, strings, Boolean, and undefined. The other two we haven't talked about are object and function. There will be chapters for them separately in the future. The second thing we need to know about is operator. We talk about three types of operator. The first one is unary, which means it needs only one operand, like the minus, the negative, I should say, operator, and then the not logical operator, and the type of operator. The second type is binary, which means it needs two operands. For example, plus, equals to, greater than, and logical operators and all. The last one is ternary operator. There is only one in this category, which is the conditional operator. That's all of the first chapter of Eloquent JavaScript. If you like this, make sure you subscribe. Thank you very much.